question is to do with the Sabbath. Why is it that Catholics celebrate, we don't celebrate the Sabbath as Saturday, Friday night, Friday evening 6 to Saturday 6 o'clock? And all the other churches criticize us because of this. Why is it we keep Sunday as our holy day? Well, the thing is that when Jesus Christ came, he banished the old law. The Saturday Sabbath was from the old law. When Jesus Christ came, that law was nailed to the cross. He fulfilled the law. And we remember too, just as Thomas mentioned, Jesus Christ said, I am Lord of the Sabbath. The Sabbath, man was not made for the Sabbath was made for man. And when he came, he banished that old law. When he died on the cross, he fulfilled the law. So, the new Christians, we no longer had to be beholden to the old Sabbath, the old laws of the Old Testament. But, the resurrection took place on what day? On Sunday. Right? Sunday. The descent of the Holy Spirit on Pentecost took place on a Sunday. So, the church came to recognize that what we call or refer to as the 8th day, because God created on the first day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and he rested on his 7th day. When Jesus Christ died and rose from the dead, we now refer to the following Sunday now as the 8th day. Right? And the church came to recognize that there is a new day, the 8th day, because of the resurrection, because of the ascension, because of the descent of the Holy Spirit on the apostles. These important events in the church took place on a Sunday. So,
if you go to the scriptures tell you that the early Christians met for the breaking of bread on the first day of the week, and that is Sunday. The breaking of bread was the Eucharist. And that's in the scriptures. For 7 minutes, I think they never read that.
Let me finish. So on the first day, they met for the break. On the Lord's Day, 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 2. Take that down. And Colossians 2, 16 to 17. On the Lord's Day. It's referred to as the Lord's Day. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 2. On the first day of the week, they met for the breaking of bread. Colossians 2, 16 to 17. Let me read that one for you quickly. That one is very long. 1 Corinthians 16, 2. And it's good to have these scriptures so that you can always make a defense for what we believe. Okay? And then Colossians 2, 16 and 17, it says, let no one then pass judgment on you in matters of food and drink, or with regard to a festival, or new moon, or Sabbath. These are shadows of things to come. The reality belongs to Christ. So it is really Christ who dictates to us, and the church believed, the early church followed in keeping the Sabbath on the first day of the week, which is Sunday. As early as AD 70, the year 70, the Didache, which is the writings of the early church fathers, it tells us, but every Lord's Day, and this is in the year 70, right, 70, not too long after Jesus' passing, and so that there were first year Christians still alive. But every Lord's Day, gather yourselves together and break bread and give thanksgiving after having confessed your transgressions. But your sacrifice may be pure. Let no one that is at variance with his fellow come together with you until they be reconciled, that your sacrifice may not be profaned. So they had to also have confession. And also in the year 74, we keep the 8th, this is the letter of Barnabas. We keep the 8th day, Sunday, with joyfulness, the day also on which Jesus rose again from the dead. And we have many writings of the early church fathers where they kept the Sabbath, the first day of the week. Alright? The other question was repetitious prayer.